There we go. Welcome to my birthday info session. I'm so glad you could join me. Seriously, when my birthday fell on a Tuesday, which is my favorite day of the week, I was like, I have to do an info session. I just want to fill my day full of all the things I love to do. And it may sound a little bit corny, but when you find something that you love to do, you never work another day in your life. And I know that sounds a little bit hard to fathom. And I certainly used to think that was a whole crock when I worked in the corporate world. I couldn't imagine what they were talking about. But when you're doing something that makes you, it comes from something that's based on your values and you're being of service to other people in the world and contributing in a meaningful way to their lives, and you're, remunerated, compensated in a fair and equitable way, it's definitely a way, something that makes you feel really good. Yay. So let's get into it. Ooh. All right. So what to expect in today's birthday info session is to find out how the Primalista license works. I don't know about you, but I've never come across a baking license before. Like, there's people who come on calls, Primalista calls with me, and they talk to me about, we've tried multi-level marketing, we've sold Thermomix, Tupperware, all these things that are sort of work from home stuff, but so different to this business model, right? I haven't seen anything else like this out there. So it's kind of hard to fathom how it works, but it's actually really simple. It's such a simple business model, and I'm sure you're going to love it. So I'm going to tell you how it started, how it works. Did you know that one of the biggest things that's searched on the internet about Primal Alternative is who owns Primal Alternative? And I even had a new Primalista, when she was looking to sign up, her husband Googled Primal Alternative scam to see what came up. So I own Primal Alternative. I'm the founder of Primal Alternative. I created it. So I just wanted to show you my face, for you to have a bit of a feel for who I am and what I'm about and what this is about, and see if it vibes with you, essentially, if it resonates with what you're looking to do. I'm going to explain how you can save over $500 and just walk you through the pricing of the Primalista license since I launched it over nearly 6 years ago. And I'm going to talk to you about the baking starter kit bonus, which is really going to keep your startup business costs super low. There's going to be a question and answer session, so you can ask me anything, just anytime in the chat. No one's going to see you. No one's going to hear you. Oh, little birthday message popping in there. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Tracy. Don't know if you saw that on the screen or not. Hopefully no one sends me anything rude. You never know. I've gone right. Okay. And then I am going to offer everybody, so only live attendees, so I know there's a lot of people watching the replay, but a birthday gift from me to you for everybody who books a Primalista call during this party. All right, it's an info session really, but it's a party. So the next step after you find out how the Primalista license works is to book a free 30-minute Primalista call. Now, there's either myself on calls or Primalista Rosie, who you're going to meet in a little while. And she's in Western Australia. She's been a Primalista for 5 years. There's also Primalista Ash, who is in Queensland, who's been a Primalista for 18 months. And what we're going to do on the Primalista call is spend time getting clear on what you're looking for. So it's a really awesome deep dive into what you're wanting to do, why you're wanting to do it, what's holding you back, all of that kind of thing. It's a really nice call. It's a bit like a coaching call. And then we'll see if the Primalista license can help with what you're looking to achieve and if you're a good fit for Primal Alternative. So in that sense, it's a little bit of an interview. So the Primalista license is never something that you can just add to cart and check out. We make sure that everybody that's coming into the business is a good fit because it's a collective business. So everybody represents everybody else. Okay, so that's really important. And on the call, we'll answer all your questions. And if it's a good fit, we'll offer you the opportunity to join us. Now, to get your free birthday gift from me, which I'll give you a clue, it's something you can eat. You need to book your Primalista call on during this info session. So in the next 45 to 60 minutes. So the link, and I'm going to pop it in the chat, is primalalternative.com/call. primalalternative.com/call. And when you click on there, it'll take you through to a diary. You can book it in your time zone. There's a few questions to answer just to help us prepare. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I'm just seeing those in the chat now. You gorgeous, gorgeous people. Ooh, thank you. So nice. Yeah, so I will leave that up to you and look forward to seeing your calls pop through. So a little bit of an intro. As I mentioned, I am the founder of Primal Alternative. I don't know why. It's like we're owned by Kellogg's or something. No, just a woman like you on a mission to create a different offering in the food space. So I'm a qualified primal health coach. I've got over 30 years experience, 33 now, experience in the health and wellness industry, which started off with me teaching aerobics at the age of 14. I also hosted a podcast on the Wellness Couch for over 3 years, and I've been a guest on many podcasts and have spoken at key wellness events across the country. You know, when we used to do that, remember that? When we didn't just catch up on Zoom, we went to actual places and caught up. They were good. And I've had my own food as medicine health transformation, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about in a minute. I'm going to have to put that blind down. Here comes some of that winter sun on the solstice. And most importantly, I'm a woman. And I'm a mum to Sam and Millie and a wife to my gorgeous husband of 20 years. We've been together 20 years, married, I don't know, around that time, Mike. So what about Primal Alternative? Well, Primal Alternative has been established for 8 years. Started off with me baking in my kitchen, and then felt a really strong nudge from the universe, intuitive hit, whatever you want to call it, to share this successful business model with other women who I know were looking for ways to contribute without going out of the house. It's been successfully replicated in 4 countries across the world, with only advertising to Australia. So we've got Primalistas in America, New Zealand, and the UK, and that's just happened organically through word of mouth, podcasts, that kind of thing. We've got 33 streamlined products, over 4 different product lines, and over 400 stockists. And this is the world's leading bake from home business. Like I said before, there's nothing else like this out there. And this model has helped over 250 people, mostly women, 2 blokes, get started in their own home-based baking business. Now, I'm going to just quickly close that blind because I am getting blinded by the light. Hold on. I'm back again. All right. So are you familiar with the Primal Alternative range? I would love to know in the chat, please. Don't just let me talk to a blank computer screen the whole way through. Please talk to me. Please, it's my birthday. Are you familiar with Primal Alternative? How long have you known about it? Is it something you've known about for a while, or is it new on your horizon? Let me know in the chat. So our range is everything's grain-free, therefore naturally gluten-free. And we have breads, pizza bases and wraps, cookies and jellies, granola, packet mixes. We have a whole foods range, which is actually our ingredients packaged up and sold on a bit like a co-op. And the key thing that makes this business model very successful is everything's very streamlined, which is good. I have a little thing in the chat. Hello, Kelly. I am. Customers used to ask for it whenever I worked in the health food store, but I never tried it. Oh, good. Well, it's good that people are asking for it. I like that. Jojo says, I've known for a while and found you through a podcast. Oh, and I'm a regular buyer of your products in Sydney. Thank you, Jojo. Which one's your favorite? Let me know. Let me know. So let's talk a little bit about why Primal Alternative is here. Look, let's be honest, and let me know if you agree with this. we've lost faith in big supermarket brands. We have been greenwashed and marketed with clever language. And if you follow people like Jordan Pye, and she breaks down, like, you read a label and you think, yeah, no, that sounds all right. But then when you actually look into it, it isn't. And it's so frustrating. And Player MR said that 59% of people believe that natural products meet their dietary requirements much better than your regular supermarket food. And look, if you shop around the perimeter of a supermarket, you're going to be all right. You're going to be getting mostly meat and vegetables and maybe some dairy products. But if you go into the middle section of your supermarket, you're going to find foods that they don't care. They don't care whether they're good for you or not. They care about their gross profit and their bottom line, and they care about the shelf life and how long they can put something in a packet. Doesn't matter if it's plastic or not, on a shelf, how long for. Profit driven, very, very profit driven. And the majority, the three ingredients that compose the majority of supermarket foods are wheat, dairy, and sugar. It's quite a shock when you realize that. And 45% said the range of natural food options in the supermarket is insufficient. Do you agree with that? Primal Alternative is a well-loved brand, absolutely loved by people like Quirky Cooking, Alex Stewart from Low Tox Life, Helen Padarin, Jordan Pye, Steph Lowe, Additive Free Kids. We're approved by Additive Free Kids. Changing Habits, Cindy O'Meara, Kim Morrison, Deborah Murtaugh, Pete Evans, and many more. And Joe says, I'm such a big fan of Primal Alternative. It's such a great feeling to know that your work nourishes you, your family, and your community. And we love that Primal Alternative offer this opportunity. So just a little segue here. On Saturday, this coming on Saturday, we've got the Primal Alternative Summit. Have you heard about this yet? Hopefully you have. Otherwise, my marketing's really bad. So on Saturday, I've invited some of my favorite humans. So we've got Joe from Quirky Cooking, Alex Stewart from Low Tox Life, and Elise Comerford, who is a GAPS practitioner and nutritionist. And Elise is going to be talking about why go grain-free. Alex is going to be talking about why it's okay to have a good quality outsource. Joe's going to be doing a cooking demo, and I'm going to be comparing Primal Alternative products with some of the other supermarket products in some research that Jordan Pye, nutritionist, has done for us. And it's a bit of an eye-opener as to what's actually branded out there as healthy when it's not. So if you haven't got your complimentary ticket yet, please grab one. We've given away over 200 complimentary free tickets. It's primalalternative.com/summit and register for the link to join. There's a replay as well, and an amazing door prize worth over $200. And everybody that registers will get a replay and a brand new Primal Alternative recipe ebook. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting. So here we are in 2022, and the Primal Alternative message is really resonating. And look, let's just talk about what's going on in the world today, because the general feeling that I'm hearing from Primalista calls and on social media is that it's going to get worse. It's been a bit of a ride over the last 2.5 years with lockdowns and pandemics and war, stagflation. Are we going to have a recession? It looks like we are. But so far, the Primal Alternative model has been unaffected. In fact, what we're finding is people are turning to this way of working. So doing something they're already doing that they already love from home as a way to bring in a second form of income, or to have a hobby that pays, or a side hustle, or a plan B. So it's a very tried and tested model, which means you can be up and running in 2 to 8 weeks. It's a credible and trusted brand. And it's good to know that food is a counter-cyclical industry. What does that mean? Well, it just means no matter what's going on in the world, whether President Biden's falling off his bike or not, people still need to eat. And if you have dietary requirements, you're still going to want to meet those dietary requirements. In fact, we found that people are now more health conscious than ever, because we know that being healthy boosts our immune system. And that just helps us not just fight off the next pandemic, if there's going to be one, but also just makes us so much more resilient to deal with whatever is coming up in the future. So my focus at the moment is Australia. It's one question I get asked a lot. You know, how many primalists, where are you going to draw the line? But the reality is we are nowhere near saturation point in Australia. We still need so many more home bakers in Australia. But once we get to that point, the plan is to then start advertising and expanding into the UK, USA, and New Zealand. So there's lots of work to be done. So that's enough about me for now. What about you? I want to know, why did you rock up here today? What's your why? And all I want you to do is just let me know in the chat, just pop the numbers down that's relevant to you. So is it that you've lost the passion for your 9 to 5 and you need a change? Wow, I'm speaking to so many women who say, look, the money's good, I can do the job stood on my head, but it just doesn't light me up anymore. I just don't love it. Or maybe you've got kids and you want to make some extra money from home, or you're on the other end of the spectrum and you have aging parents that you're looking after, and you're sort of in that sandwich and you don't want to be, you know, too far away. Or maybe you want to build a side hustle and do something you actually love, or make money doing something you're already doing, which makes sense. Or you've always been interested in becoming your own boss, but just got stuck in the not sure how to start. Sounds all confusing, and food standards and council, and it's a bit too scary. Or is it because you have had a health transformation and you've reached that point of transcendence, self-transcendence? You know, when you're ill, you have to be very selfish and focus on getting better first. Otherwise, you can't, you're not used to anyone, right? Let's be honest. And when you get to that point of feeling amazing, you're like, oh, everyone should do this. I want to tell everyone about it. And you can sometimes become a little bit evangelical, and people across the road to avoid you. And like, oh, here she goes, banging on about paleo again. That was me. So you want to help others, but in a way that's like that they want it and not be too annoying. Or is it all of the above? So let me know in the chat. That's fine. I just wanted to say as well, so Sarah says she's on a lunch break, has to dash. That's fine. Look, really, oh, you booked a call, cool. Look, if you need to go, it's fine. You don't need to apologize. It's all good. Oh, Jojo says, Elise is my practitioner. I'm doing Cindy's course. There you go. And the tickets for the Primal Alternative Summit are free. So make sure you get one, because it's a seriously cool lineup of amazing folks. Jojo says her favorite products are the cookies. Awesome. Love it. All right. So Carmen says she's lost a passion for the 9 to 5 and needs a change. And she wants to help others reclaim their health with real food. Jojo says, oh my God, free. Yes, free. I'm going to put the link for the summit in here as well. primalalternative.com/summit. If you go onto the website, it's just at the footer at the bottom of the website anyway. So anyone else want to share with me why they're here? Don't be shy. All right. So what's stopping you from moving ahead? Same deal. Just let me know your numbers in the chat. Is it money constraints, time constraints, lack of know-how, family duties, current job restraints, or fear, self-doubt, or lack of confidence? That's my favorite. I have to say that those 6 are the most common reasons to stop people moving forward. And we have got ways that we can support you. It might not be suitable, but we've got some good ideas around all of those 6 things. So don't be held back. If you're feeling any of those things, it's more of a reason to get on a call and we talk about what's holding you back and think of some workarounds for you, which is really cool. All right. So Primal Alternative, as I mentioned in my little intro, started with a health crisis. And like every time I look at this shopping list of disaster, it still makes me choke up like 8 years later. Because it's like 9 years now. Yeah, I've clicked over another year now. But I did not understand why I had this list of disasters, because I was eating the food pyramid like the government told me to. I was working out at the gym, 5 to 6 times a week, but yet I couldn't sleep. I felt completely sick all the time, like so queasy, just, I don't feel good at all, which meant I didn't want to go very far. I developed pretty much agoraphobia and didn't want to go out anywhere, and fear of flying, didn't fly anywhere. And also a real obsession about the kids getting sick. I mean, no mother wants her kids to be sick, but because I felt sick all the time, I thought, I don't think I can deal with them going down with something. So one thing leads to another. You're anxious, you're depressed. It's a bad place to be. I thought, this was it. I was dying of some hideous disease. And to be honest, the outcome of that sounded like a relief from this living chronic pain, inflammation, bloating, waking up in the night to have to get some Nurofen to deal with the pain so you could actually go back to sleep, and just dealing with like just the washing and what am I going to do for dinner tonight was overwhelming as. But it was luckily all resolved by getting back to a primal way of living. So meat and veg and ditching grains, getting out into the sunshine, prioritizing sleep, spending time in nature. The way that you live your life was transformative for me. And I just wanted to get out there and let as many people as possible know how much they could change, how much of their chronic health issues they could change just by changing what was on the end of their fork. Like, I could not believe the transformation. It was just like night and day. And it's only gone on a gradual incline to just get better and better and better and better and better. So as a health coach, I said the same thing: ditch the grains, get into meat and veg, get into your stocks, get into your fermented food. And people would say this. Oh my God, H, are you serious? I've got to make friends with the farmer to make sure that the cow is grass fed and grass finished. And you can't just go and grab something from the supermarket anymore. It's got to be spray free, locally, in season. I don't know. Are bananas in season? I don't know. I had no clue at all. And then you have to make your own sauerkraut. You have to soak your nuts. You got to make your own broth. It was just overwhelming and that's what my health coaching clients were saying to me. And they were saying, look, I feel so good, H, like it's amazing. And I'm happy to do this during the week, but at the weekend, I just need a break. And look, I just ended up having a takeaway pizza, and I finished off that tub of Haagen-Dazs. And I thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, finished off that bottle of wine as well. And now I'm feeling like crap again. So I said to them, hey, I understand. That's where we've been. And my husband, Mike, had said to me, we were not going paleo unless we had cookies. Paleo. You can see why I call my brand Primal, not paleo, with my stupid accent. Paleo alternative. No, Primal alternatives. Much easier to say. So I'd swapped. We always had chocolate chip cookies in the house, right? And I just swapped the self-raising flour for almond meal, margarine for organic butter, crappy supermarket melts for dark chocolate chips, 70% cacao. And voila, oh my goodness, the most incredible cookie, better than the original recipe. We still, to this day, have a jar of these in the pantry for everybody to just hoe into whenever they feel like a cookie. And I'd also come up with bread, and I'd also come up with pizzas. And so I just started sharing these with my health coaching clients. And that part of the business took off. So for the next 18 months, I was baking from my kitchen. I was baking 2 mornings a week. The health food shop got onto it and approached me and put in an order. The local pizza shop wanted paleo pizza bases in their freezer for whenever, one of those families comes in where one person's paleo, and then that ruins everyone's takeaway night. Cafes got in touch, and then a local farmer said to me, you should do a market stall. So I started at the Currabut community markets, which I still go to every week to this day as a customer. Even though I was like, who am I to have a market stall? I'm not a foodie. I'm not a farmer. I'm a fake and a fraud. And and here we are. So as I mentioned before, as my health continued to improve, so did my gut feeling, my intuition, that kind of inner compass and guide. And one day, it was a Tuesday, favorite day of the week, when I was just minding my own business, a little idea dropped in from the universe. It was definitely heaven sent. And it said, you need to license this business model and share it with other people. And I went, oh, me? Okay, I'll do it. And I was terrified and I was excited. And I didn't know, I didn't have a clue where to start at all. And I just knew the first couple of steps that I had to take. And as soon as I took those first few steps, the next steps were revealed of what I had to do. And to this day, carries on like that. And it's a real blessing to be doing this work in the world. It feels like my life's work. And I just think I'm not special. I didn't come up with the idea. And I think if I hadn't done it, somebody else would. So I'm glad to be bringing this into manifestation in the world. So I'm going to share a quick video with you as to how the Primalista license works. With the Primalista license, you're going to get the recipes and resources to create a business that works for you and your lifestyle by producing and selling the Primal Alternative range under the Primal Alternative trademark brand. The license gets you from A to B quicker than if you started a brand from scratch, because the product development, branding, packaging, marketing, pricing, and compliance are all done, which means you can get started in your business, baking and earning money within 2 to 8 weeks. The Primalista license is a proven model with a simple to follow system that's been replicated over the last 5 years by over 220 Primalistas in 4 different countries. This just means there's more chance of your business being successful too. I'll tell you about a few of the tools available to make your business a success. You'll get the suppliers to get your labels, ingredients, and bags at the best price possible. And also our food safety program and letter templates for your food business registration. And if the thought of applying for a food business registration with council makes you feel all scared and you're so certain your council's worse and your old kitchen won't pass, then congratulations, you're normal. But this document is going to show your environmental health officer everything that they are looking for in terms of our method, all of our lab tests to prove that our products are low risk, not potentially hazardous, therefore we can make them from a domestic kitchen. And it's also going to give you an idea of what council's looking for and arm you with the good food safety and food handling skills that you'll need to know to get approved and be a legit food business operator. You'll get easy to follow recipes and how-to videos, all designed for your domestic kitchen. And whether you've got a 600 or a 900 oven, you'll be able to fit 12 loaves of bread in at once. You'll get products that we know sell and meet the paleo, low carb, and vegan market demands. Your business will be advertised on the Primal Alternative website so customers can find you and place orders. You'll get, I also wanted to tell you about the online shop. So we have an online shop And as a Primalista, you'll be offered the orders that come from the customers closest to you. And if it fits in with your bag, you can do it, but you can also turn them down and pass them on to another Primalista. You're going to get marketing materials. So this is on our resources page in the resource bank. Head down to marketing templates, and you're going to find things in here like flyers, business cards, online order postcards, and banners for your farmers markets. We've also got really awesome customer and stockist brochures, not featured here, but they are on there. You're also going to get over 500 professional photos, quote cards, and customer reviews to share online. So here's some of our pictures of our packet mixes and our pancakes. And over to our social media tiles, you'll see Primal Alternative helps me buy. And you've got like, if you don't know what to post on social media, here's some ideas. This will keep you going for a year, right? And what that's going to be doing is just really enhancing the like, know, and trust of your brand so that you can get more sales. Are you feeling a little bit terrified and excited about starting a business? If so, that's a good sign. And I call it Terexcited. It just means you're doing something that aligns with your values, but it's new, so it's scary. And that's why in the resources, you'll find tools to help take your mindset next level, because starting a business is a wonderful opportunity for personal growth, learning new skills and having new experiences and contributing in a new way. You're also going to get support with our super collaborative community who get it in our Primalista Facebook group. So there we go. So in summary, you'll be joining a well-established business with the support that you need so that you'll have more predictability in your business, more time, more money, less stress, and less risk. So the next step is to book your free 30-minute call with myself or the Primal Alternative Calls team. And on the call, what we'll do is we'll spend some time. You know what's going to happen on the call because I already told you. Let me see. There we go. All right. So thank you, Helen of the Past, for that wonderful video. We don't want to see it again. All right. So I'm really excited because I can see 2 people have already booked Primalista calls. It's so exciting. And sorry, I didn't mean to say, when you book your call, in the bit where it says, do you want us to know anything else? Give us your postal address so we can post the gift out. So no PO boxes, please. So yeah, if you could put in your postal address so that I can arrange for the Primalistas to make you something special and deliver it. So 2 calls booked. Remember that the birthday gift that I'm giving away, which is some Primal Alternative goodies delivered to you, is only valid if you book your call, Primalista call, during this info session. So it's primalalternative.com/call. So go in and book your call now. All right. Are the recipes easy? This is a really good question people want to know. And the answer is yes, because if they weren't easy, this business model wouldn't be replicable. I'd have to be hiring chefs and pastry chefs, and it is meant for a home cook in her kitchen. So I'm going to take you over to my kitchen and give you, this is the video from the resources section from one of the how-to videos, and it's just edited because obviously we can't give away the recipes until you become a Primalista. Let's make pizza bases. So I'm going in first of all with the cashew nut milk. Then I'm going in with my eggs. Then I am going to add the grain-free baking powder. And now in with the salt. Don't forget the coconut oil. So I'm just going to take that off the Thermomix and just scrape down the sides of the bowl. And just going to mix again, speed 5, 30 seconds. And then you're going to take your pizza tray and pop it onto the scales. So once you've measured it, I like to take it off the scales and then just spread it around using your spatula. So the pizzas are all done. So again, we want to take them off the trays straight away. And we're going to put them in the bag like this. And again, one last cuddle, squeezing the air out of the bag. And put the label in the center. And there you go. All right, so what do you think? Does that look easy enough? Do you reckon you could do that? I don't want to see it again. All right, what about the startup costs? That's a good question. So you're going to need a food business registration, which is about $500 depending on your council. But I have recently seen some councils are charging $800. And even one council charged $1,200, which is just ridiculous. And that's the highest I've ever seen in all of the time we've been doing this. You're also going to need product and public liability insurance, which is about $50 a month. You can ring around and get some quotes, but we have a Prime Minister Chicken, who's also an insurance broker, handy, and she knows exactly what we're doing, and she can hook you up with some insurance if you're in Australia. You're going to need a Thermomix or some other kind of food processor that has a minimum 2-litre capacity bowl. And I really do recommend start with what you've got. Don't put lots of different prices in the way and sabotage your business dream. Well, I need a Thermomix, and then I'm going to need a new car to deliver in a nice car. You know what we do. Start with what you've got. I've had Prime Ministers who've worked with handheld whisks. So I think that's hard work, but it's doable. You're going to need some loaf tins, but wait until I tell you about the baking starter kit before you go out and buy those. Pizza trays, cooling racks, insect nets, baking trays, jelly molds, which you've probably already got some of those. You're going to need some scales and the other things on there, labels and bags and ingredients. So you're going to need about $1,800 to get started with all the equipment, but you will already have some of those items on hand. The baking starter kit is worth $620, and so that's going to take off your, going to reduce your startup costs. When you hang up your apron as a Primalista, you'll be able to sell on your bags, your leftover labels, your heat sealer, and your tins and pizza trays. And they pretty much always get snapped up in the Primalista group. So one of the benefits of the Primalista license is that it's a really quick startup. So Primalista Amy, who's my Primalista in Denmark, says, having only started not quite 2 months ago, I've been blown away with how instant the cash flow was. Amy's now in her 2nd year and doing great. So would you like to hear from some real life Primalistas instead of just me? Yes, you would. Okay, let's talk about Primalista Rosie, who is now in her 5th year. Her business turns over $70,000 plus. We got these numbers from her when she was in her 4th year. She bakes 3.5 days a week and takes 6 weeks annual leave. And here's Rosie.
Knew immediately that I wanted to do Primal Alternative as soon as I heard about it and read a little bit about it. I knew that I could do it. And the reason being is that everything, like all the startup things were, well, you know, all the bits and pieces, all the legalities, all the technicalities were already done. If I had to start from scratch, if I'd had to do the logo and the deal with council by myself, or even, you know, knowing that you have to deal with the council, I would not have had the confidence to do it. So if I was to say, so I didn't have a dream of having my own business. I knew before I started Primal Alternative that I knew that I wasn't where I wanted to be in life. I knew that I wasn't aligned with the profession I was in. but I didn't know how to get out of it. And then Primal Alternative gave me this amazing, incredible reason and path to get to move from where I was to where I wanted to be. And I knew that I wanted to be with Primal Alternative. I knew that I could do it. I just, yeah, like I said, if I'd had to do it all by myself, I would not. I would have really struggled to overcome the feeling of not being, of the lack of confidence in myself.
Oh, love Rosie. She's awesome. Rosie's on the calls team. So if you're lucky, you might get to talk to her when you book your call. So we're going to hear now from Prime Minister Shah. So she was in her second year when we did this survey. Her business turned over 45,000. She bakes 2 days a week and has 10 weeks annual leave.
It will fluctuate, but I think once you start forming relationships with a couple of good stockists, and really when I first started, I thought I would need 5 or 7 or 10 stockists, but I've got 2 and they keep me plenty busy to do 2.5 to 3 days a week if you take into consideration the admin that goes along with running a business yourself and the deliveries, etc. But yeah, I think you start to build a good relationship with your suppliers, and it just becomes a repetitive business. So I've got a supplier who's incredible. It's an online organic farmers market that they don't just purchase or order the products from me. They market the hell out of my product and out of me, and they'll showcase stuff about me or about the products, and they'll, you know, like, I think my first order with them in the first week was 100 different products. So I think building that relationship with people and with other groups, especially in businesses where it's about developing women and women working together, that will translate into the income that you're looking to get. So just from the stockist on 1 day work a week, I basically earn more than what I ever did working in the corporate environment in 1 day. So if you took a day by day comparison, yeah. So
How good's that? Go Shah.
It will fluctuate.
So we know now we're living in uncertain times, and a side hustle, this is from Forbes magazine, a side hustle is more than just another stream of income. It's also the new job security. One, as we know, has proven to be, it's a dangerous number. It's good to have various streams of income, and especially for women. And this again comes from 10 years as a recruiter in the recruitment industry, as a business manager, and also doing calls for the last 5 years and speaking to over 700 incredible women who are thinking about starting up their own business. What I hear time and time again is that, you know, this whole patriarchal 9 to 5, Monday to Friday thing, it's made for men. To be honest, that seems to be the feedback that I'm seeing from my experience and my experience personally, and that women like to do a variety of things. They like to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some on-stage stuff, some off-stage stuff, you know? So let me know if you agree with that. But having several little hustles can be a good idea in uncertain times. So a successful business, right? It's a very subjective thing, right? It means something different to everybody. And really the whole objective of this info session is to present to you this business model and how it works, and to see if you think it's a good idea, if you think it could tick some of the boxes that you're looking to tick. So a successful business, what does it mean? It means a different thing to everybody else. It could mean getting paid to do something you love every day, being your own boss, choosing your own hours, deciding when you want to take a break, never missing a social commitment or a family important moment because of work. I love this picture, isn't it pretty? So that's our fat and seedy bread, and that's just baked twice, and they make the best keto crackers. So good. So how much can I earn as a Primalista? been telling you about side hustles. Let's look at how much you can earn. So these don't worry about taking screenshots, because you can access this page. If you go to if you type in primal alternative, how much can I earn as a Primalista, you'll get to a page with all of these, this breakdown. I want to be just like everything on the table. This is how much it's going to cost. And then you can decide whether you think it could work for you or not. So the cost to produce a primal alternative product includes the ingredients, label, and bag, and that's about 1/3 of the retail price. So as an example, we've got our packet mixes here. As you can see, if you were selling direct to the retail price, you would be getting 68% gross profit. If you're selling at wholesale, you will be getting a 42% gross profit. Most Primalistas have got a mixture of wholesale and retail sales. So those are the two different prices. Everybody charges the same. Nobody undercuts anybody. And so on average, if you're looking to earn $500 a week, you want to be getting about $1,000 worth of sales. And that would take you about 2 mornings a week. So again, on the Primalista call, we will go through with you how much you're looking to bake, and really get down to, well, this is how many products you need to produce. This is how much, how long it would take you. And obviously we can't give any guarantees, because this business model is very much what you put in, you get out. And there's lots of things that could distract you and take you away from baking. So it's really important to cluster all of your baking together versus baking a little bit on one day, baking a little bit on another day, and really get into that flow state. Put your phone on airplane mode, put a notice on the door, do not disturb, and just really get stuck into it. So as you can see, we've got the same similar profit margins on the other products. So here we've got the cookies and the breads. And here is a bit of an infographic. I love an infographic. Are you a visual person too? So how much would, like, what does that mean? That's fine, pie charts, but what does that look like in terms of physical baking? So this is an example, and let me just say, you're not going to get nice round numbers like this, but just for an example, this is how much you would need to bake to earn $655.30 a week as a Primalista. So as I mentioned before, the recipes are really simple. Just measure, mix, and bake. There's no kneading or proving or rising. You can get 12 loaves in the oven at once, and each recipe makes multiple products. So this would be retail value of about $1,200. And this is selling half at wholesale price, half at retail price. All right, let's talk about the cost, your investment to get started with Primal Alternative, the bonuses available, and the 7-day cooling off guarantee. So there's 3 components to the cost to get started. The first component is the joining fee. So there is currently a $1,000 joining fee. And then there's 2 options to pay. You can either pay upfront or on a payment plan. So if you pay upfront, you pay the license fee of $5,500 and save $500, and then it's just $120 a month for your monthly membership after that. Or you can pay on a payment plan of $620 a month for the first 12 months, and then just $120 a month after that. And on the payment plan, that $620 is a smush of your license fee. So you're paying the license fee off at $500 a month, plus your monthly membership of $120 a month. So to break it down even further, it's $20 a day for the first year, and then it's just $4 a day after that. And so if you're trying to think, well, what's the monthly membership? If this was a franchise, which it's not, it's a license, the monthly membership would be instead of a royalty. So normally with with franchises and licenses, you would pay between 5 to 8% to the licensor or the franchisor of your sales.
Well, that just sounds like hard work, and it's kind of penalizes you when you have a really good month. So I decided that we're just going to go for a flat rate of $120 a month every month, so everybody knows where they're at. So hopefully that makes sense. There's currently also $1,700 of bonuses available, including the baking starter kit, which includes an organic fair trade primal alternative apron with your name and state on it, a one-on-one coaching session to have with me whenever you want, 6 primal alternative bread tins, 200 compostable cellophane bags, and it's actually over 220 personalized labels for your first few bakes. So other than your cancel approval, which we talked about before, your insurance, so say let's cancel on average 500, insurance $50 a month, your first lot of ingredients, which can be whatever you want to your budget, that's all you need to get started and baking some products. If you want to go on and do the granolas, the packet mixes, then you'd need to purchase some pouches and a heat sealer, but this will be all you need to get going and getting some cash flow into your business. There's also over $1,000 of digital bonuses, including my health coaching courses, Thrive and Set for Life, my business blueprint, which I flicked through before, which is an 18-page downloadable PDF to help you create a thriving business on your terms, and Aligning for Success, which is an EFT tapping course. I've got any tappers in? Love tapping. And that really just helps you feel through all of those barriers, those doubts and fears and all that shiz that comes up when you're on a personal growth journey that holds you back. And I've done that course specifically for primal alternative producers. There's a 7-day cooling off guarantee. So that just means when you join Primal Alternative, you have a full 7 days to check out all the recipes, all the resources, and start setting up your business. And if at any point during those first 7 days, you decide that being a Primalista is not for you, you just let me know and we'll provide you with a full refund. So that's good to know. Let's talk about the price increase since I launched the license in 2016. So the Primalista license started at $5,000 in 2016. And back then, the Primalista license, you've seen all the bells and whistles we've got now. Back then, it was 5 recipes. And the first Primalista paid $5,000. And I emailed her 5 recipes and said, good luck. So as you can see, we've grown, we've added, we've got so many, everything pretty much. As people joined and they said, oh, can we have this? I've said, yes. And we've created it. What about that? Yes. And we've created it. So now there's literally, I don't think we've got anything. You might come up with something that we need, but it's pretty much, we've got everything you're going to need. Then in 2017, the business was going good. I hit the GST threshold. Woohoo, celebrate. So we added GST. So all the prices I quoted before include GST. Don't you hate it when people go, oh yeah, and it's GST. And then you're like, I hadn't budgeted for that. So the license price today, 5.5 years later, is $5,999. So I still think it's incredible value, especially when you think about how much more resources you have available, how much more better known the brand is, and how incredible the Primalista support is. Yeah, so if you can pay up front, $5,500 plus your $120 a month ongoing, and you get the same price as it was in 2017, which is really good. And I would like to add that we did have royalties with this first license back in 2016, and the royalties, so they paid that and then a monthly amount as well. Hanging up your apron. This is a really common question. And people, when they think about getting into business, sometimes think it's going to be for the rest of their life, right? But instead of thinking about such a massive commitment, like who knows what they're going to be doing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, life is forever changing. If there's one thing for certain, it's change. So don't worry about how long you're going to be doing this for. Just think about the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years. So when Primalistas join, all they need to do when they're ready to hang up their apron is give 7 days notice, and that's it. And that really is the time so we can go, okay, and we can cancel the direct debit for the monthly membership and help them wrap up their business, help them sell on their equipment, help them hand over their stockists and exit the business. So this is from Primalista Carolyn in Queensland. She said, I've loved my time as a Primalista and learnt many new skills and discovered some wonderful attributes I was previously unaware of. Primalista Tanya says, I've grown and learnt so much during my 3.5 years as a Primalista. The Primal Alternative community has been one of the warmest, most helpful and supportive spaces, and I've absolutely loved being part of it. So I'm never sad when a Primalista leaves, and I actually forbid anyone to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear you're leaving, because it's never sad. When somebody's moving on to something else, it's never sad, because when you start your own business, that is an incredible opportunity for having personal growth, contributing in a new way, and having new experiences, which I know that they've had, and they'll take them with them. It's not just like a job where you move on. You are creating something from nothing yourself. It's a huge, if you want the biggest personal growth journey ever, start your own business. And this is really real life learning on the job versus, like I had a Primalista call again yesterday where somebody said, I was thinking of doing a business course and then starting a business. So you pay about the same amount to do a business course if it's a good one. And then you have to come out of your business course and come up with a business, an idea, a unique idea, work out your pricing, work out your logo, work out your font, work out your colors, come up with a URL and a target audience of who you're speaking to. I tell you what, that is the stuff that people get tripped up on. So like I mentioned before, there's only 7 days notice when you're ready to hang up your apron. So I can see now more of you are booking your Primalista calls. So good. I'm just going to reiterate it again because we've had a couple of people join since I started. But it's my birthday and I'm giving away birthday gifts to everybody who is live at today's info session, who made the time, carved the time out of their day to come and hang out and find more about this. I appreciate that so much. And so if you book your Primalista call, primalalternative.com/call during this info session, and just as a heads up, it's nearly finished. I will send you some Primal Alternative goodies as my birthday gift to you. So after hearing what's available with the Primalista license and seeing how this could get you closer to what you want to do, have you got any other questions or concerns that I haven't covered yet? So I can see there's a few questions in the chat group. Pop your questions in there. I am just going to show you a quick video of a Primalista survey, which might answer some of your questions, but then I will come back and answer them all. And it's to music, right? Because I'm an aerobics instructor at heart still. Well, I am sorry to hear that some people can't hear anything. Oh man, I should have checked that before I carried on. I thought there was questions. And I really hope that this is recording video. Damn, internet communication issues happening all the time at the moment. I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad that you stuck around and just listened to kind of some kind of radio show. But if you have any questions, if I didn't get to answer anything that you'd like to know, please ask now in the chat group. And this is the final call to get you to book your free 30-minute call. So that'll be with either myself, Primalista Ash, or Primalista Rosie. And on the call, we'll be getting clear on what you're looking for. See if the Primalista license can help, and if you're a good fit for Primal Alternative. We'll share all the details of the license with you and answer your questions. And if it's a good fit, we'll offer you the opportunity to join us. So the link again, primalalternative.com/call. Final couple of minutes to get yours booked in before the end of the info session, because that is the time that you're going to get your free gift from H. Yes, I know. Thanks. Yes, you did, Kelly. If you just could send me a quick email, info@primalalternative.com with your street address, that would be great. And then I can get these orders out to the Primalistas to get some goodies out in the post to you all. Thank you so much. It's so exciting to see so many calls booked. Oh, the girls will be so excited. So thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, I've just remembered something I wanted to talk to you about, but I forgot to do a slide on it. You guys are the first to hear about it. It doesn't even have a slide. It's that new. It's the Primalista Mentorship Program. So we are going to be starting. When did I say I was going to start this? I think it's starting in September. So it's a perfect time, because you can get started in your business, have your call, get your baking starter kit, try a few recipes, get to know the basics of the business, and then have a 6-week mentorship program with myself, Primalista Geeta, Ash and Rosie, who are on the calls team as well. And each week we'll be focusing on a certain part of the business. We'll be having regular Zoom calls, and you can do it. It's not compulsory. If you are looking to have that extra support, a little bit of hand holding, being held accountable to do what you say you want to do, then I think the Primalista Mentorship Program, it's the first time we've ever done it. I'm personally so excited about it. And if it's a good thing, then we'll run them regularly. So the Primalista Mentorship Program is starting. If you become a new Primalista, you get to be part of that for free. And also I am contemplating a installment payment plan. I'd love to test the water with you guys, if you gals. So currently we've got pay up front, boom, or pay over 12 months. Well, I was thinking of breaking it down into 3 installments of $2,000 a month for the first 3 months, and then just $120 a month after that. How does that sound? Does that sound good to you? I would love to know. Yeah. And if you're watching the replay, I would love to hear your thoughts on that as well. Don't forget that on Saturday, we've got the Primal Alternative Summit, the first one ever, with legends like Alex Stewart from Low Tox Life, Joe Whitten from Quirky Cooking, Elise Comerford from Well Belly, and me and some Primalistas. So come and join us, same place. Hopefully the bloody video works on bloody Saturday. And fingers crossed for me, y'all. Oh, you like the sound of the 3-month option. Cool. Well, I'm going to do it then, Carmen, and we'll see how it goes. And hopefully I will see you all on Saturday. I am going to go and enjoy the rest of my birthday with some Primalista calls this afternoon. I have got something nice and warm cooking in the oven. And then tonight, my daughter is at the Golden Hill Steiner School in Denmark, and it's the Winter Festival, the Winter Solstice Festival. So it's all firelight, and it's her class's year to light the bonfire and do a bit of a fire show. So What a special day. What a lucky girl I am. So excited. What a great day. And I'm so happy that you joined me for it. Celebrating, looking forward to getting those gifts off to you in the post, and looking forward to meeting you all soon on some Primalista calls. So thank you again for your time, and it's bye for now. Bye, y'all.